so I'm here today to do the mid-year book freakout tag. Now, I feel like with this tag, it's been very interesting to actually do it this year because this tag has like always been a staple of BookTube in my opinion. I think I've been doing it since the first year that I started BookTube, so this might be the 8th time that I have done it, and it's always been there. But it's gotten to the point where I feel like we're all forgetting who actually created it, which was Ellie from Earl Grey Books and Chammy, and I think her channel name is just Chammy if she still has her channel. And like, they created it on their blog, then brought it to YouTube, and it just took off and became such a viral tag. But we're getting to the point where people like Jessie the Reader are revamping the tag, so now people are not going to know who the original creators are anymore. And myself included, I have forgotten to mention who created this tag a few times, but I'm really bad at remembering these things, so I'm going to try and make sure I like put effort into remembering who tags or who does things more often now, because it's not really fair when they don't get the credit for making something that is such an important part of BookTube. This is my mini rant before I get into the tag, because I feel like we all kind of need to do better. I only read 18 books in the first 6 months of the year, but I've read 20 in total, so I'm still going to count the 20. But I don't have much to pick from here, and I still have good answers for each one, but there's like multiples going on here. I've really tried to like space it out, but there's one book that I just really like this year, and you're gonna know it from the first prompt. But I've been doing an abysmal job of actually getting books read, and my reading goal is 52 books, and having 18 in the first half of the year is shit. And also, if it sounds like we're in the freaking eye of a hurricane right now, it is like so windy outside, so if you keep hearing the woo, I'm sorry. Like, doors and windows are shut, but it's so loud. So question number 1 is best book I've read so far in 2023, and it has to be A Soul to Keep by Oprah Rain. Oh my god. I was hesitant to go into this because I really didn't know what I was going to expect, because I've never read a monster romance before. Like, it doesn't count when they're vampires or werewolves because they're still humanoid. Like, this is like a full beast, a dustwalker. He's not a man, he's a monster. But I love it so much, and I don't know if it's only going to be this series that I'm going to want to read, or if I'm going to branch out at all. It's so good. Like, Orpheus is an amazing character, Rhea was a great character, and I just like the way that there's not a lot happening in this book, but it's just simply about their love story. Like, it makes me so happy. Like, I was obsessed with this the whole period of reading it. I don't care that it's a long book. I had such a fun time with it. Question number 2 is best sequel I've read so far in 2023, so I'm going to mention Cress by Marissa Meyer. So this is a reread for me, but I have been enjoying this so much because I did a buddy read with Kat from Brews and Reviews, and last year, okay, a year ago, we buddy read Scarlet together, and it's taken this long, and we kept messaging each other being like, we should read that soon, but I always had a reason, or she had a reason not to, and it just got to the point where we were just not getting it done. So we're definitely going to try and get Winter and the rest of the series done this year. Like, that is our promise to each other, that we're going to get it done. But now, Wolf and Scarlet have always been my favorite couple, but now I'm kind of leaning more towards Cress and Thorn, because they are adorable, and they go through a lot of shit, man. Like, being stuck in the desert, him being blind, freaking just having to rely on each other, and it is a romance that's developed from having to survive together. But she was in love with him, but he doesn't really feel like he's good enough for her. Like, there's a lot of elements to their love story, and I love it, but the Rapunzel elements are so good. And I'm so excited because I've never read Winter before, and I want to see them actually be more in love. Like, I'm so excited. Question number 3 is new release you haven't read yet but want to, and I'm going to say King of Pride by Anna Huang. So this came out like a month ago. I haven't read it yet. This one is a lot thinner than the other one though, so I don't think this is going to take me like that long to read, but I just haven't had time because Weekend Readathon was happening, so I had to get my videos filmed for that, and then I also had to read for the readathon, and then like I've got so many books that I'm currently in the middle of, and then Magical Readathon's coming, so maybe I'll try and put this on my Magical Readathon TBR if it fits. But I'm very excited to read it. The first book was so good, and I just have a feeling that this one's also going to be really good, and I just like cannot wait. Question number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and I had a look at my anticipated releases, and all of them have already come out, and I'm like, shit. So I'm going to mention King of Greed by Anna Huang, because I just don't really anticipate books anymore like I used to. Like, I try to keep up with what authors I've read from before and if they've got books coming out and all that kind of stuff, but really, like, there's nothing that's jumping out at me that I'm thinking of, like, not actually talking about anticipated reads on my channel anymore. And I know that's weird, but I just feel the need to not have to be searching for books that I need to buy. Like Instagram and YouTube is going to tell me and intrigue me with books. I'm going to get recommendations from my friends, and as I said, I'll keep up to date with authors. Like I follow them on Instagram, they post about their new books, so I feel like it's kind of something that's going to become obsolete for my channel. But I do know that I will probably end up liking this book. I think it is a marriage in trouble, which is going to be fun. I think these characters were mentioned in King of Wrath, but because I haven't read all of Twisted Love, like there's characters that are like kind of all in the books, so I need to get through the rest of the Twisted Love quartet to actually understand who everyone is. But like, I just like the way it's all connected, like it's so well done. Number 5 is Biggest Disappointment, and I'm gonna say Angelica Frankenstein makes her match by Sally Thorne, and like this book was still okay. I was just so annoyed with the romance. It didn't really give very good consensual vibes because she was obsessed with him and his dick, and he did not want her touching his dick. That's the plot. So she made him and literally put a new penis on his body that was bigger, and every time he saw her it would go up, and he did not like that. And it just gave me the ick, okay? It gave me the ick. I was not very comfortable with that situation. And the way that she basically wore him down so that she could then marry him. And I do like that we had other factors happening where there was like a different monster that they had to capture. There was the wedding with Victor, and there was also that other dude that was like having a little side romance, and the way that Angelica was becoming a more decent person, and the mystery of who Will actually was. But like, I felt like there was no plot because I was so heavily focused on how much I didn't like the romance. It was such a hard read. I gave it 3 stars, and overall I enjoyed the writing and stuff. Like, it isn't the worst book I've ever read, but just that factor annoyed the absolute shit out of me. Number 6 is Biggest Surprise. Has to be A Soul to Keep because yes, I loved this so much, and as I said, I was so scared going into it because I had my friends recommending it to me. I bought it at Rare, but I was like, what if I don't like it? What if it's too weird? And yes, it is too weird, but I loved it so much. Everyone please read it so you can talk to me about it, because I need to fangirl about Orpheus. Number 7 is Favorite New Author, and I'm going to mention J. Bree because I have read her whole entire series now. I finished it. There will eventually be a wrap-up coming at some point, but do know that I'm behind on like every video that I could possibly be making right now, so things are coming late. They're coming very, very late. But I was so glad that I decided to pick up this series because, again, going to Rare, my friends recommended this series, and I managed to buy the first 4 online for a pretty decent price, and then I bought the last 2 at Rare, but I was listening to them. But her writing is so amazing, and yes, this series is trashy. It is not going to be something that you're going to like if you just want there to be one romance when you could literally have them all. And that is where it goes. And I just think it's great. Even though the words bond and resistance have no meaning to me anymore, I loved it. Like, I just ate this shit up. And again, everyone needs to read this series. It is so good. Number 8 is Newest Fictional Crush, and I'm going to mention Hail from the High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford. Another Rare book. Basically, all the books that I read this year were for Rare, and I'm not even disappointed because I found some gems in there. Hail is a fae. Didn't need to tell me anything else, okay? I knew I was going to be obsessed with him, and he had this party boy demeanor, but he actually really cares about his people, and he was sassy, he was sexy, he was great. I just appreciated him as a character so much, but also this boy was emotional. The amount of times that he was just like devastatingly sobbing about things. It's nice to see. It wasn't all, I'm a man. It was, I'm a man with emotion. So I appreciated him. Like, he was a great character to follow, and again, read it, people. Talk to me about it because these books are great. Number 9 is Newest Favorite Character, and it has to be Orpheus. I love this little bean, okay? Like, I know that he literally eats people, but he's a good boy now. He doesn't eat people anymore because he's smart enough and he only wants love and companionship. Like, he's just this loneliest little being ever, and he's so devastated and just thinks he's going to be alone forever when he just wants a companion. It doesn't even have to be a bride. He just wants a friend, and he was so hesitant around Rhea, and like eventually he was able to be comfortable around her, and it's just like, it's just, it makes me so happy, okay? It makes me so happy. Okay, number 10 is a book that made me happy, and I could say that because I literally was just like, that made me happy, but I'm gonna talk about Cress because I still wanna space them out, but these books equally made me happy. But it's just so fun being back in this series, and I just felt like I was flying through it. Like, it was so easy to read. And again, just Crescent Thorn are like little beans, and there's a lot that I forgot about this series, and I'm just pumped to continue. Number 11 is most beautiful book I've bought / received this year, and I don't actually own it because I decided to buy these copies of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame that don't come out until November and December, so that's how long it's going to take me to read Fourth Wing. But when I think about it, I have so much other stuff going on that it probably wouldn't have happened till then anyway. But everyone has been telling me to read this book, so I've got Sasha telling me, I've got Grace telling me, I've got my friend Morgan at work telling me, and I was like, shit. But because this is such a cool book, I wanted a special edition, and I didn't want to just buy the paperback, even though that would be easier. And I was looking, I was like, maybe I'll do a fairy loot, maybe I can do a book box, maybe someone will sell it online. And then I found the Booktopia version, so I spent $68 to buy that book for it to be like on back order, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. And then we just found out that they just actually sent all normal hardcovers with no dragon stenciling. So they were just going to send normal hardcovers to everyone that pre-ordered. So how shit is that? So when Australia announced these freaking amazing special editions that you could pre-order at Big W for $29 each, excuse me, I bought them straight away. Well, technically I bought the second one first, and I was like, well, I'll wait till Booktopia happens. But then I was like, why am I wasting $60 when I could buy them both for $60? Like, 2 books for $60 or 1 for $68? Their maths is not mathsing, okay? And because I work at Woolworths, I got a $2.90 discount on each book. Even better. Like, I am so excited for these books to rock up, and for the fact that as Aussies we have these amazing special editions. Like, we were blessed. Number 12 is books that I want to try and read before the end of the year, and every other time I do this tag I'm always just like, too many, I have too many books, or I just don't answer this question, because there's a couple of questions that I take out because I never have answers for them, which is fine. I'm just taking something out, I'm not changing the tag, I'm still being good. But I have 3 that I'm going to mention that I would just like to read if I get to them, because I am intrigued to continue on with these stories. So obviously, Winter by Marissa Meyer. This book is thick and it's heavy though. It like weighs a ton. Like 823 pages of book right here. So this is like 3 books of what I normally read. But how is it this thin? Like, why do we have to do the Bible page thing? I'm scared to read this, but I'm so excited to read it at the same time. So I will need to do it. Me and Kat are going to do it. We're going to make it happen. Then I want to read Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, because I read the first one a couple of months ago and I really enjoyed it. And this one's going to be a marriage of convenience. So I'm very keen, even though I've heard that the main dude is really annoying, but he was kind of annoying as a background character in the first book, so hopefully she sorts his shit out. That's what I'm hoping for. And I really want to read The Witch's Blade, which is the second book in the High Mountain Court. I cannot tell you anything about who's in this book because it's heavy spoilers. I am excited to read it. I think it's going to be a love-hate relationship, kind of like the first one, but a little bit different. It is different characters, but I'm very keen. I'm excited to continue on with these books. If I can read the 4 that are already actually published, I'd be really happy. I think there's going to be a 5th book, like fingers crossed there will be, because I just appreciate this series so much and I just want to continue. And lastly, just to shout out some of the book community members that I'm just really obsessed with and I love watching. There is literally so many of you, but I first have to talk about them because we can host. So we've got Kat at Stars and Embers, Jenna from Just a Little Bit Random, and Kat from Brews and Review. I love watching all of your channels. You always bring me so much joy, and just being able to chat to you guys all the time about the most random shit. Highlight. Sasha from Sash Read is my booktube bestie. We've always been in each other's lives and always done everything. Like, there are so many things that we've talked about over the years and always been in each other's lives, and we got to actually meet finally after a million years, which was always a highlight as well. I've got Grace from G Swizzle, who is an amazing content creator and I highly recommend following her. She has the best thoughts and feelings and she's just an amazing person. Zoe from Book Review Zoe, who I actually got to meet for the first time this year. I've always loved watching her content and she's such a sweetheart, so definitely go see her. You've got Reading with Merv, who is Meredith. Go watch her as well. There is so many people. I'm trying to think of everyone that I want to talk about. Like, there are so many people. Like, I have just loved being a part of the Aussie booktube community and being able to just like read and watch with each other. And even though we're all small channels and stuff, we have such a cute community with each other, and it is one of the best things ever. Like, I just Love you guys. You are like the highlight of the whole experience of booktube. And yeah, so this is all for my video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I am so excited to be doing the mid-year book freakout again. It is always such a great time, and it really just makes me think how quickly the year goes every time I get back to this tag, because it comes up so quickly every single time. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the tag. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.